What's up, YouTube? Vana 1K, we back. This video finna be a good one. I'm actually finna go to the charts today, show y'all a little bit about how I trade, show y'all this one trade that I took that helped me get my first withdrawal from the prop firm. And then I'm gonna show y'all the payout proof and how the process works and everything like that. So yeah, let's get it. So before I talk about this trade, just so you guys know, Guerrilla Trading is the company and the community that I learned this strategy from. So after I explain why I got into this and how like I earned profit from it, if you want to know more, you can go to Guerrilla Trading and they will teach you like the ins, the outs, the basics, everything you need to know about the strategy and stuff like that. Because I know that I probably won't explain it like the best way, but I'm gonna try. I trade only forex pairs, and these the four pairs that I trade: Aussie US dollar, Aussie Japanese yen, Euro Japanese yen, then Euro US dollar. Them the four pairs that I trade, and I stick to those four pairs because I know how they move, and I know like how like the markets move with those pairs. So I just stick to those four pairs. But to talk about this trade and whatnot. But first, let me talk about my indicators and stuff. So like I use two indicators, but I don't really use indicators. Like the strategy that they teach you or whatever, like is basically like a no indicator strategy. But the indicators that I use, I could do without them and I could do it myself, but it just makes it easier for me to see and stuff. So like my inside bar indicator. So like these white candles right here, they aren't like supposed to be white. They just that's because of the indicator and it shows me that like okay, this candle was inside of this last candle. This candle right here was inside of this candle, meaning like this candle didn't break this high or it didn't break this low. But I can tell that without like the indicator. So like if I take off the indicator, I can tell like okay that ain't. So like if I go to a random one like this here, like this one, like I can see this candle, it didn't break that candle high, it didn't break that candle low. And if I turn on the indicator, I can like I could tell it without the indicator. Then the second indicator that I use, if I go back and I replay it, because the other indicator is all the way over here. But if I go back and I replay it, so this indicator, right? So it tells me like the highs and the lows on like the chart I'm on. So I'm on the hour chart and I only trade off the hour chart. So like anytime like a high is broken or a low is broken, it moves these. But I could do it myself. So like say like I know this is the low, this is the high, this is the most recent low, which I could do it like just like that dotted line. And then this one is the bullet line where I trade off of. So I could do that like green too. And if I turn off the indicator, right, and say I just hold on, I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. So say like now, right, that so the low was broken, right, because it broke through that line, right, broke that low. So this would be the new low. This would be the new high. This would be the bullet line I trade off of, and it would be the most recent low because that was the previous low before. Because when I had this right here, that was the low. So that was the previous low, and that's the bullet line. So if I delete these, if I just delete them, right? If I just delete them and I turn it back on my indicator, right? You see the indicator got them exactly where I had them. So like I could do it without the indicator. It's just the indicator makes it faster than me having to drag it all the way and like keep like manually having to do it. Like it just does it automatically. But let me go back a little bit to talk about this trade. So now to talk about the trade, right? So um guerrilla trading strategy, right? The way they trade is they don't like just jump into the markets and stuff. They wait till the market show them that it wants to go one way or like it is ways like I'm not going to explain their whole strategy, but is ways where they can like try to like analyze and forecast where they think the market gonna go depends on what it's doing previously. But so in this trade, I can see that the market is going down. Like you can see from the red candles, like it's going down and it's going down a lot. Like these candles, like it's just ranging. Like you don't know if it's going up, down, up, down. You don't know, like so it's not good to get in the market if you like don't know which way it's going, right? But well, you're not gonna know which way it's going regardless. But you don't want to get in the market before it shows you which way it wants to go. You know what I'm saying? So this it showed me that it wants to go down, right? But I can't just jump into it like in no man's land, right? So I gotta wait for an opportunity for me to get in. So once the market broke the low and it showed me like okay, it still wants to go down. It's showing momentum that it still wants to go down. But I know that the markets tend to come back up and retest a certain point. So that little bullet line that I was talking about, that green line, is where like I believe that the market will come back up and retest and then keep going down. But it could do whatever the markets can do whatever they want. It's just up to us to analyze it and try to get into the market at the best opportunity for it to like go our way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can like say like the market's going up, the market's going down. So get in. Like it's basically like you just trying to put yourself in the best position to try to win a trade, right? So then the market comes back up and it tags me in because I set a pending order. So once I seen this, I set a sell limit to where if the market comes back up to this line, get me into a trade for a sell, right? So the market came, tagged the line, came up a little bit more, and almost tagged me out. But now I'm in this trade. I'm in a little bit of drawdown, but I still haven't lost this trade. I'm still in this trade, and then the market came and it broke this low again. So, in the way that they teach you in guerrilla trading is we don't set take profits. So, like a lot of other companies or trading strategies, they like so like they get into a trade and they set a take profit at like this point, like because they'll look at like previous price action. They'll be like, okay, price is right here, so it's probably gonna come down to right here. So let me set my take profit right there. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how like guerrilla trading strategy trades. We trade by trailing your stop loss. So like if I just get one of these, so my stop loss is like right here now because this is the new high. This is the high. So I just trail it above the high. So every time it breaks the low and makes a new high, that's when I do it. So in price. So now you see how this is the new high. So I'll move my stop loss right there. And then every time it does that, I just keep moving it down. And the way I get out of a trade is when price comes back up and it takes me out. Like it takes my stop loss out. But now since my stop loss in profit, right? So now Like if price comes back up and takes me out, I'm gonna be up 1.2%. And before I took this trade, I was down on my account like I want to say like 2.5%, meaning like I was down like I took like two losses and a half, so I was down 2%, right? And then so I think I got out of this trade though. Like I managed it different because I wanted to get the withdrawal and my refund back. So whenever I got in like above break even on my account, I got out of the trade because I wanted my refund and the extra percentage that you get with your refund for the first month, so I could just have that, right? So like when you buy one of these prop firm like evaluations like thingies, like I bought the $100,000 one. Like in my last video I showed you, I paid $500 for the $100,000 one. When you have your first profitable month, they refund you your $500 that you paid to get the account, and then they pay you like an extra 12% on top of that. So basically, once like it got to like above the 2.5%, I was down. I got out of the trade so I could get my $500 back and stuff like that. But I'm gonna show you how if I didn't like if I wasn't trying to get the refund and I was just managing it regularly, this how it would go. So I would just keep my stop loss above this high. Then every time it breaks the high, so now it broke that low. So now this the new high. So then I just bring it down, and like you just keep doing this until the market turns around. You know what I'm saying? So like every time, every time. So now that low is broken. Boom, broke that low, and I put it like 2 pips above the high. So boom, because the spreads and stuff like that could take you up. So boom, bring it to right there, and then now the market came up and it took me out. So now, like at first it was breaking all the lows, and then it came up and it broke the high. So once it broke that high, I'm out of the trade now. So and people be like, well, if you would have said a take profit, you would have got like 9.2%. But there's no way for you to know before then that, okay, let me set my take profit here and price is going to come all the way down here, then it's going to turn around. There's no way for you to know that. So like you could have, if you set a take profit, you could have set it like right here, or you could have set it right here, and then you'd have looked be like, dang, I could have got more out of it. That's why like I like this strategy, because it takes like it basically takes it out of your hands and makes like it helps like your psychology and your brain, because you're not like getting so caught up on like where should I set my take profit, where should I do this, where should I do that. So you just let the market like move on its own, and you let the market decide. So basically that trade was a 3.8% trade. So like if I was trading regularly, I was down 2.5. So now I would be up 1.3. Yeah, 1.3 if my math right. Yeah, 1.3. So you'll be up 1.3. So off losing 2.5 trades. So each of my trades, right, is capped at 1%. So if this trade would have came up and took me out for a loss, I would have lost 1%. So I would have been down 3.5%. Instead of 2.5%, I would have been down 3.5%. But you're like when you win a trade, it's like unlimited. Like you can win one trade can bank you like 5-10%. And now like if you was down 2.5% off one trade that banks you 3.8, that one trade took away both of those losses, both of those 2.5 losses, and it made you profit. So like that's why like people be looking at trading like it's gambling, but like if you like have a great risk to reward and you stick to it, eventually like and you have a good strategy and you know what you're doing, eventually like you'll be fine. You just gotta be like mentally focused and mentally right to be able to like see the drawdown and know that you in drawdown, but not let it make you to revenge trade, make you like do this and do that. Make it where like okay, I know I'm in drawdown, but I'm gonna stick to my strategy because I know it works. I back tested it. I know that like I can go like on a three trade losing streak, but one trade could get me back in like above break even and stuff like that. So you just gotta stick to the course, stay the course. And like earlier, when I first started trading this strategy, it was hard for me. Like I see like me lose three trades, and I'll be like, oh my god. And now I revenge trade. I'll try to get into a trade that didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But now that I know, like, okay, that's why before I even started this prop firm stuff, I had to get my mind right, because trading is really like 90% psychology, and then the rest 10% is like your strategy. Like, when they say that, that's for real, like, because your psychology is like so big in this field because you can so say for example you in a trade and you just took five losses in a row and you see this trade and it's running at like 5%, so now it's above break even. You like, man, I just wanted to keep going, and then you let it keep going, and then you wait, right, you like, oh, it came back up. You like, dang, nah, it's gonna keep going back down though. And then you just like you don't take your winners, and then then the price come all the way back up. And now instead of you having a winning trade, you got a losing trade because you wanted too much out of the market or something like that. So like it's so like many ways the market can mess with your head and stuff like that. That's why they say only like a small percentage of people actually like make it during the trading like field because it can really mess with your head. But yeah, that was the trade that I took that helped me get above the break even mark. And then for the payout proof and the payout request, how that how the payout request form works is that you go after you got your profit and everything, you go to the website and you go to bonus request, and then you type in all your information. They're gonna ask for your account number and all that and your expected amount that you earned or whatever. But this really don't matter. They still gonna check it and like give you the right amount because I didn't even say the right amount and they end up giving me the right amount. But yeah, so you do all this, your payment, however you expect to get it. They do it through Dell, so pick Dell. If you're doing it through a bank account or something like that, it's Dell. If you're doing it like cryptocurrency, you want it to go through like Bitcoin or something like that, you do crypto. And then like I guess a comment you want to say, whatever. Then you submit that form. Then when you submit the form, it's gonna go to Dell, and then it's gonna you gonna receive it, and then like I said, like a day or 2 days later, like 48 hours, like business days, it go to your bank account. And then after your first successful month trading with them, then they allow you to do it like every 14 days, so like every 2 weeks. So my next one's in 9 days, and yeah, so that's the payout proof. So I know I talked about a lot in this video. I talked about my trading strategy a little bit, psychology and how the mind works with trading. I showed you guys the payout proof, And the payout proof was mostly my refund and the extra percentages that I got from passing the challenge. I just wanted to show you guys that because I know some other private firms they were saying wasn't legit, but my forex funds are legit. They do pay out, and like this video was just, I feel like it's a good video for like new beginner traders that have trouble with like psychology and stuff like that. Just to stick to y'all plan, stick to y'all trading strategy, and just know like if you back test it and it's good during back testing, that just stick to it and it's gonna work in the live market. So yeah, that's the video. 101K, we out.